Update. End of the day, we got a pile of parts, interior parts there, all the door trim, the work on getting the headliner out, and that seat is not working. It's not going forward or back. I don't know why this side was working. I'm as far forward as I can go, and I can't get the door to shut, so that sucks. I have everything labeled. Ton of hardware. There's all seatbelt stuff in there. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I gotta figure that out. So I get the seat pulled out, and once I get that out, then I can get the center console, and I get the carpet out, and get the rest of this wiring out of here. But overall, not bad for a day. So I got a bunch of questions on this, on why I'm tearing the interior out the way that I am, and what my plans are. And so what I'm thinking of doing on this project is the seats, the dash, center console, rear seats, entire floor, possibly the firewall, of keeping all that and then merging the 86 square body onto the floor and firewall. And what that's going to do is it's going to look like an old truck, but on the inside everything will be modern. Still have cushy seats and all the fancy crap in here. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but that's my plan. So one of the issues that I'm going to have on this project is the fender of the square body and the cab. You know, right here, there's just a couple inches with the fender. With the square body, there is 12 inches from the tire back. And so some of the issues is going to be getting this centered on the fender. I might end up just straight axling it and moving this forward. And then looking back through here, all this is dead space just for windshield wipers. And then even on the dash here, this to here all seems to be dead space. So with the square body, it's real narrow. To merge these up, I'm gonna have to cut all this out of here. Other option that I can do is get rid of this whole firewall, use a square body firewall, and then take all the mounting points and all this and line it up with the square body firewall and make this dash work in there. I'm undecided. I'm not the most mechanically inclined, and I really don't like wrenching. So this is gonna be a pain in the ass. I don't know what I'm gonna do just yet, but I'm doing something at least. So I just hooked the batteries back up. I'm curious if this thing will start with all this stuff out of here. Nope. Damn it. Okay, I got the seat out and taking the center console out. And what the fuck is that? There's no eating in my truck. Somebody's gonna pay for that. All right, here's progress. Carpet's out. A big old wiring mess. That went from the doors to the seats to both sides. I gotta figure out how to take that off. Steering wheel's off. Dash is pulled. I think the next step is to pull all the electrical out of here, and then I can get this whole thing off, and then I can start deciding what I'm gonna do here. So I started pulling the harness out. I started that side, and then I stopped. I feel very overwhelmed with this project. I don't know if it's the right call to do what I'm doing. It'll be really cool to have everything be updated in the truck. But then again, I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. I don't know if I need to pull that out or if I should just start cutting this thing apart, get all this cut apart. I don't know. I'm just lost. Might sleep on this one. All right, so I got this truck ready to start cutting apart, get this cab off, and one of the things between the Sierra and the square body is the square body, the cab gets wider as it goes back. It's the cab on the square body is 69 inches, where this truck is, just under 66 inches. The front is an inch difference. This one is 65 and a half, and the square body is like 66. I'm kind of thinking that I just go through and I cut the seal right here because when you look down here, there's three pieces that are spot welded together. You got your outside, you have your main floor coming up, and then you have this piece right here. I'm thinking if I cut it back here, then I'll have to go through and remake this piece to the size of the square body to meet this spot weld seam, which isn't a big deal. I mean, that's a lot easier than trying to go in here and weld in a bunch of spacers. I'm basically going to do it the same way. Spot weld it all back in, some sort of seal, and a lip there. And yeah, so that's where we're at. Got my steering wheel protected, and I think I'll probably go through and just chop it off right here all the way around, take the whole thing off, and then go through and make all my cuts. So that's what we're gonna do today. All right, so the top came off really easy. I ended up just taking it off at the easiest spots here because there was being in a roll, there's a bunch of tension on everything, and blades want to pinch, stuff like that. So it was just easier doing that cut. Now I'm going to go through and actually cut everything, cut all this off at the seam all the way around, now that the tension is off of the sheet metal. So here we go. So instead of just going through and cutting this whole thing, I decided to do a test piece here to see what is inside, how they're actually building this. And they have this piece that comes here, goes up, it's a box that comes around, and that's your seam coming to the inside. Actually, it doesn't come around the top here. But then there's another, this piece right here goes down, and that goes right to that seam. And so my original plan was to try to get it all cut right at the seam here, but the way this is built here, I mean, I know this strengthens it, but the square body should have that too. We're just going to go back and drill out all the spot welds like you can see there, and then cut everything back and just follow that all the way around. And then I'll come through and I'll make pieces of sheet metal. I'll just come through here, rehab these all bent back up, and I'll cut it and just follow all this, and it'll go back in the same way to fit the square body. Making pretty good progress. Got the whole back cut off right at the seam. This one right here, you can see the seam tape. So I'll leave this on here for strength. These pieces will get cut off. I gotta drill all those spot welds underneath. I can take that off. Got this pillar right here, that's all off. This is cut across. I'm gonna cut all the way across here. Remove all that. Windshield wipers, those are gonna come off as well. And I think that will be it. I got the other side to do, and then that'll be all the cutting I'm gonna do till I can get the square body cut up and fitted. All right, here's the passenger side. And that's all the driver's side. So the other side was figuring it out, how everything is made, and then applying how to remove it on this side. You can see the difference. Way easier. So always paying attention and just trying to learn. I can't spell, but I can figure out how to cut shit apart. All right, that's it for this for right now. Eventually I'll take this whole piece off. There's a bunch more spot welds I'll have to get into to get that piece off. And then I still got both sides. This bottom ledge right here, but I'll get that later. Wow, yeah. 3 days. Gutted everything, tore it all apart. Not bad. Nice seat. Okay. Pressure washed. All the gunk off of here. There's this truck went in and they sprayed this coating on everything at the auto body shop. And I was trying to figure out why it just, it looked like that. And as soon as they started pressure washing, I realized it. So I have a lot of work to take all that crap off. You can see it all on the frame here. We're gonna get all of that off, and then I'll go through and repaint everything. Make it look new again. But wow, yeah. Oh, and I think oil must have got in here during the roll from the transmission. It went out the overflow, and I think oil got on there and rotted that.